Hello everyone, it's September 20th, 2020, and I'm going to be potting up our Pawpaw seedlings. I made a video on these a couple of months ago, and as you can see, these are the ones that I had made the video of where I planted the seeds that had sprouted, and so we got a whole bunch of little seedlings. What I'm going to do is pop these out and put them into their own individual deep root pot. These are the ones that were inside of the eggplant pot. So I just pulled the eggplant out of here, and we had a couple of eggplant plants that were sort of shading these, but we've had so many hard frosts it's starting to kill the eggplant. So I thought now is the time to take these out, put them in their own individual pots. So we have the eggplant here, or we have the eggplant pawpaws that have been popping up here. We have the seeds that I planted, and then these were some I found in the garden the other day that were in another pot, because this pot here and this pot here were two that I had put seeds in. Nothing had really happened, so I planted other things in there. Eggplants and tomatoes, they grew, and at the end of the season I found these little surprises, so that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is use these deep root pots here. These are 9-inch deep, and you need that because, as you can see, these things have quite a taproot. So this is one I already dug out. Take a look at the taproot on that thing. You kind of get a sense. I mean, here you get a sense here. This is a 9-inch pot, and look, that taproot is going to go all the way to the bottom, which is okay. That's how you usually see these. So what I'm going to do is put them in, drop them in, fill them with potting soil, and then I'm going to have a bunch of little pawpaw trees. So we'll do one here. I've done a couple already, so you can see we got some in here now. What's really interesting, if you look here, these are seeds that have sprouted and just haven't reached the surface yet. So they way down in here. This is why I didn't know they were still in here. Look at that. And that just hasn't broke the surface yet. So I'm going to plant this and see what happens. It should work. So to put that aside, but look at, that's what all these are here. But so here's a little pawpaw right here. I'm going to come in very carefully, dig down as far as possible. This is just potting mix, so it's nice and loose. And we can pull that out. Look at that. Look at the root system on that thing. For such a little tree, this is really healthy looking. Beautiful. But see, when they talk about moving pawpaws, one of the troubles is this taproot. If you were to sever this taproot when you transplanted, you could very easily kill this tree. And so you have to be very careful, but look at that thing. It's a pretty little tree. So we're going to take it, slide it into the pot, and then I'm just going to put some dirt. And like I said, this is the potting. This is actually the potting soil that it was growing in already, so no issues there. Just kind of get it centered as much as possible. Doesn't matter too much. And just kind of top it off nicely. A lot of roots in here because I reuse this dirt every year for different things, so there's all kinds of roots and stuff in there from the garden. Take that out, and there we go. It's a nice little pawpaw. Here's a great example of one that's just starting to break the surface. Look at this. This hadn't broke the surface yet, but as I'm digging the other ones up, here's this little guy. So he's also going in a pot. So when you dig, here's another one here. They're all over the place. What's really interesting is, you know, I thought none of these were coming up, obviously, because I planted a tomato in here. And what's kind of cool is the tomato provided shade for these all summer and allowed them to get going. And I did not even know they were in there until I pulled the tomato out.
So here's just a quick look at a couple of their root systems. It's just amazing, the root systems on these small plants. So all of that would be underground and then that little tiny bit above ground. So it kind of gives you a perspective. But thank you for watching. Here's the finished product. I'm actually recording this months later, so right now these are buried in snow. I will certainly update everyone how they survived the winter in a few weeks.